A very good evening to all our viewers. Thank you for joining us on this Monday evening, rather. I almost said afternoon. My name is Taiwan Jabela, your host. Let's look at some of the headlines in tomorrow's Namibian Sun. Now, the more than 500 people have died in 2021 in car crashes. Consumers are not happy with the 3.3% of NORAD tariff increases, and then Namibian aviation influenza can affect human beings, according to scientists. Those stories are in full report in Namibian Sun tomorrow. Please grab yourself a copy and read further on those headlines. Tonight on the show, we are speaking about a very important issue, or rather an issue of interest that made headlines this morning in Namibian Sun regarding the amendments to the Swapo Constitution that a lot of members feel are kept out of contention for particular positions, especially the top three positions, that is the President, Vice President, and Secretary General, where you are required, according to those amendments, to have served for 10 consecutive years in the Central Committee of the party. Now, 3 members of the party have challenged that decision by approaching their lawyers to question the rationale and fairness of that law ahead of this year's Congress. Now, joining us on the line is one of the applicants or one of the complainants in that matter who wrote to the lawyers. His name is Reinhold Shipwiikineni, who says they represent a body called Swapo Revival and Restoration Committee that is now challenging that decision. He's joining us on the line. Mr. Shipwiikineni, good evening, and thank you for joining us on the show.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Jabera.
Wonderful. Maybe just to start with, Mr. Shipwiikineni, what is the Swapo Revival and the Restoration Committee? What committee is that?
Okay, thank you very much for a very good question. The committee it consists of the Swapo Party members, the loyal Swapo Party members. And the first committee was established in terms of Article 10 of the Swapo Party Constitution, which gave us as a party member a right and obligations to demand and the fulfillment of the party constitution, and also responsible to supervise or to correct or to submit any suggestions to the party.
Indeed. So what is, maybe before we go to the merits of your complaint, to the submission that you've made to the party, so you are saying that the committee is legal, it's not, it's a legal committee, it is set up in terms of the statutes of the ruling party, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the committee is constitutional committee because it was established in terms of Article 10 of the Swapo Party Constitution, which is stating about the rights and obligation of the Swapo Party members. So, yes, the committee is legal.
I hear you. Now, now tell us more about the complaint that you, through the lawyers Shakumu and Kishi, I think that is what that is the name of the law firm. You have raised some concerns regarding some amendments that were made, I think, in 2018 that that prescribe now who qualifies for to contest for the positions of the president, vice president, and secretary general. Maybe in detail, what is it that you are not happy with as a committee, and what is it that you are seeking from the party through your lawyers?
What we are seeking from the party is to call in large extraordinary Congress to amend basic provisions that was placed in the party constitution with the purpose to undermine the right and obligation of all Swapo members to be elected into top leadership.
So the maybe just for context also, Mr. Shipwiikineni, yourself, I suppose you're a Swapo member. Do you occupy any position in the party? Do you serve in any structures of the party, maybe in the regional or district structures or anything?
Well, I have been serving in various positions in the party, the Swapo party, from section, branches, and in the youth league, the Swapo party youth league. Currently, I'm a member of the Swapo party youth league, the Rongo Regional Executive Committee, elected or re-elected in 2017. The first time I joined the Regional Executive Committee of the Swapo party youth league, it was 2012. So then my term became to any end in 2017. So that I was eligible for re-election, and I was re-elected to the Regional Executive Committee. So I served also as a Swapo party secretary general, section secretary for Ifike Pohamba, Kahenge branch in 2013. So then I become re-elected to the same position. Later on, I become elected as a Swapo party branch coordinator for Kahenge branch. So then I become re-elected to the branch coordinator position. So in 2019.
I see. Now, since you are part of the regional structures of the Swapo Party Youth League, did you not, or don't you think that using the structures, the formal structures of the party in which you serve, to send out that very important message that you and others in the Swapo Revival and the Restoration Committee are pushing, do you think, don't you think that it would have been perhaps easier to be listened to if you had used those existing structures of the party instead of coming up with a new structure to vent your frustration?
Your question is very, 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 very important, and I'm happy with all your questions you posted. The problem, what we are having today, we have Swapo party structures and the Swapo party youth league structures. So the aim of the party structure is to channeling our ideas and the plans in the best interest of the party. So, but right now, we're facing the biggest problems in the party because the current structures, we are just there representing our own stomach or benefits only instead of us representing the party's interest and the interest of all Namibians in general. That is the problem what we are having today. So that's why to table the proposal to the party structure, it is very easy, but most of this thing is to get a quality leadership to support what is in the best interest of the party. That is the problem what we are having today. That's why the Swapo party members on the ground, especially those who have no position in the party or even those who are having a position in the party, we team up together. So in terms of ethical terms of rights and obligations, so to demand the fulfillment of the Swapo Party Constitution, so and the other programs. But to demand the fulfillment is only when the provisions of the party constitution are correct, but not demanding the fulfillment of those loopholes. So that is undermining the party's future and the future generation to be elected into various top leadership positions.
Yeah, and Mr. Shipwiikineni, you wrote a letter now with others as the Swapo Revival and the Restoration Committee. You wrote there was a legal, you obtained a legal opinion on the 19th of October 2021 through the law firm Kishi Shakumu and Company. Tell us who you then forwarded that opinion to and how it was received.
Before you familiarize yourself with such a legal opinion, I have approached the office of the Secretary General, Comrade Honorable Shafia Samingwa. So, and I advised her to read the party constitution, especially the Article 15, Article 8, Article 16, Article 17, and the Article 18 of the amended Swapo Party Constitution. So I shared this view with her, and we came at the same point that yes, she also noticed such a loophole in the amended Swapo Party Constitution. So we suggested that we appeal to the party to call the enlarged extraordinary Congress with the purpose to amend or to re-amend the current Swapo Party Constitution. But in response from her, it was decided the party has no money to call any another extraordinary Congress to amend the party constitution. That was the answer from her. So that it was our first stage to approach her office, and we did it. So, but unfortunately, as I have said already from the beginning of our interview, that the leadership or the structure is there, but the most difficult thing is to get a quality idea to support the implementation or proposal of the in the best interest of the party. That is the problem what we are facing in the party today. For the first time for me to experience such problem in the party.
I hear you. Did the party respond to your legal opinion, or is it picking dust in the Secretary General's office in Windhoek?
We just only spoke to Comrade Secretary General. But to the legal opinion, there is no response yet. We used to submit a various idea, especially me. I used to to submit more proposals to the office of the Secretary General, so, and various complaints. So, but most of this stuff is to get answer accordingly. That is the problem what we are facing today.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. The final question to you then, Mr. Shipwiikineni, is: did you obtain this legal opinion on the instruction of someone high up in the party who is probably eyeing any of those top three positions, and they are too scared to obtain the legal opinion themselves, and then they saw an opportunity in people like yourself to do the dirty work for them? Are you doing this on behalf of any potential candidate?
A good question. Our aim to get such a legal opinion is not to favor any person as a prospective candidate in the party, but our first priority is to install the party and to rescue it from a future political deficit zone.
Okay.
So if we know currently now the Swapo party is in political ICU. So, and there is a need of loyal Swapo party members to rescue it from possible political defeat. So otherwise, the history of the party will go down.
Indeed. Mr. Reinhold Shipwiikineni, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your input, and all the best with your endeavors as far as that matter is concerned. Thank you very much. That was Reinhold Shipwiikineni. He is part of what is now called the Swapo Revival and Restoration Committee that is pushing for the ruling party to amend or to call for an urgent extraordinary Congress to amend provisions that require that for one to stand as president, vice president, or secretary general candidate for the party, that you must have served 10 consecutive years in the Central Committee, which Mr. Shipwiikineni here and others feel will exclude a lot of quality potential candidates. Thank you for watching.